It becomes much easier because you understand what's happening. You have an intellectual understanding of it, and you have an experiential understanding of it, so that it's no longer so scary. You've actually done the thing that you thought you couldn't do. Okay, welcome to this episode of the Unstoppable Woman podcast. We are going to be talking about how to stay unstoppable in the face of fear. Such a big one. So when you're going for more, when you're really stretching yourself, when you're looking to change and become more and do things you've never done before, fear comes up. There's no question about it. It's going to come, okay? You got to tell fear to take a back seat, and you got to do it anyway. But it's going to come up, and it's going to, the bigger goal you have, the bigger stretch that you have, the more fear is going to come up. There's a correlation there, at least in the beginning, until you understand how to work the process and the methodology of really, achieving larger and larger goals. Once you learn how to do this and you do it again and again, it becomes much easier because you understand what's happening. You have an intellectual understanding of it, and you have an experiential understanding of it, so that it's no longer so scary. You've actually done the thing that you thought you couldn't do. So you have experienced what it's like to go through the terror, go through the change, go through fear. And that in and of itself helps you not be as frightened or afraid or in fear. So let's talk about this. When you're going for more, what happens is that you hit what is called a terror barrier. It's like all this anxiety and stress and fear comes up, and it spikes. It's like this huge amplitude of stuff comes up, and it's coming up to stop you. And it looks like a variety of different things. Sometimes it looks like anxiety. Sometimes it looks like stress. Sometimes it looks like flat out fear. But it can also look like overwhelm, spinning out, doing too many things. It can look like fights with your partner, your business partner, your romantic partner. It could come out in getting super, super sick or super exhausted. It could come out in getting in a car accident. It can come out in any number of ways that seem unrelated, like a car accident. How is that related? But it's all related. You're always at cause. So when you maybe you weren't paying attention, maybe your mind was involved in something and you weren't paying attention and you got in an accident, or you were rushing, or you left the house in a particular time. It's crazy, but this stuff happens. So the terror barrier looks like so many different things. It looks like, what are we talking about? Getting sick. Your parents get sick. Stuff starts happening. Tech starts breaking. All sorts of things. Chaos ensues, basically. Okay? That's the terror barrier. Okay? You're stepping into more, and you're hitting some sort of block, and that block looks like your computer crashing all the time, for instance. Okay? And it can be, the bigger the stretch, the bigger the amplitude, meaning the bigger the freak out. It can look like numbing out also. It can look like addictions to things, like drinking too much, or becoming addicted to drugs, or any sort of self-sabotaging behavior, okay? You get into a relationship with a toxic person, something like that, okay? That is really causing you to your life is getting all messed up, okay? But one of the big things that happens in business when you're doing this is that amplitude, that emotional amplitude of terror steps in. It feels wrong to be doing what you're doing. Period, full stop. So let's talk about this. You have this desire that you've just claimed, this big ass goal that you're going for, this thing that you want. We're going to call that oil. Okay? That's the and I'm talking about oil and water here. We're going to call that oil, or let's call that apples and oranges, right? So that's the apple. That's the juicy, yummy desire that you have. But in your subconscious mind, you have a different identity. You have a different idea of what you can achieve, what's worthy, who you are, what your self-image is. And that's the water or the orange, right? And they don't mix. It's like apples and oranges or oil and water. The conscious desire is not mixing well with the subconscious identity. So you've got these two things that don't play nice together. Okay. So if you go to the sort of Sesame Street version, it's apples and oranges, right? Which one of these things doesn't match the other, right? These two things don't match. Okay. They're not the same. And if you use the oil and water situation, that's a pretty classic example. So how do you get these two things to mesh? Because what's causing the terror is the dissonance between what you want consciously and what's in your subconscious mind. And it feels terrible, and you have these amplitudes of terror, and you're in the shame, you're in the guilt, you're in the chaos. Life is chaotic around you, and you've made these commitments, and how the heck do you really then step forward? So the first thing you need to know is that you do need to step forward, and you need to step forward quickly, because if you don't, if you hit that terror barrier and you let it stop you, it just becomes stronger and stronger. Your brain then knows, this is how she's going to stop. This is how I get her to stop. I'm just going to do more of this and make it harder for her to move through it. And we won't jeopardize what we know. Now, your subconscious doesn't have a value statement at play here. It's not trying to sabotage you because it's a mean subconscious, right? It's not doing, like, it's not out to get you. It's just that it thinks that what you're trying to do is not survivable. And it thinks you're going to die. It's very black and white. It thinks the change that you're trying to make is not survivable because you haven't done it already. So it needs to do everything it's capable of to sabotage that and get you to stop. So you need to understand intellectually how that works. And then you need to go through it as quickly as you can. Because if you delay or you backtrack or turn around, it just gets harder and harder and harder to break through. So what do you do when you hit the terror barrier? Okay, that's what the rest of this episode is going to be about. Okay, like, how do we actually handle this? What are the tactics? What are the strategies? So the first thing that I want you to remember is action. You got to take action. Not any kind of action, but the action that you're resisting that scares you to pieces. Okay, the thing that is so scary, the thing that is all of you is, or at least the part that your subconscious is driving, that part is telling you, turn around, run in the opposite direction. But now you know that just makes it harder to break through in the future. So you have to move toward your fear, not away from it. Take the action that moves you toward what you're afraid to do, and do it as quickly as you can. Then another tactic or strategy is movement. I run. I never used to be a runner. Okay, so when I wasn't a runner, I was a walker. I got out of my house. I went into the fresh air. I took a walk. I cleared my head. I moved. Movement is huge. Running is huge. Do something. I actually find that some sort of strenuous physical activity is better than the sort of easygoing activity. It really shifts your state more. So, like, go chop wood or something, do something, do jumping jacks, do push-ups, do something that, like, changes your state. Movement is so important. Okay. Next thing up, number 3 is, understand the laws. Really dive into this, study it, learn it. Learn it from me, learn it from someone. Like, come to the summit. We're going to be going into them in a lot more detail. Like, really, the laws, okay? So the law of polarity says everything is here and it's here now. It just might not be in physical form, but it's here. It's just in non-form. So if you know that as a truth and you can tap into that as a truth, then your circumstances don't have to freak you out. Do you have to take action? Absolutely. If you stare at your navel and don't do anything, I'm telling you right now, it's not going to come into fucking form. Okay? You have to take action, but you also have to stay in truth. And the truth is that it's here and it's here now. So you have to learn the laws, and you have to step into them and understand them and use them as a place of grounding for yourself, so that you're like, I'm going to pay attention to this and this truth, not to the freak out that the terror is trying to get me to pay attention to. Okay. Number 4, sleep. Okay. Sleep is a giant reset. Okay. Do not skip sleep. There's 2 reasons for that. One is that it's a giant reset. Okay. 2, your subconscious is able to manipulate you so much more when you are tired. When you're exhausted, it has the ways and the means to get in to getting you to stop. You're more susceptible to all the strategies for subconscious sabotage. And so you need it to reset your energy and your mind and your whole beingness. And then you need it to make sure that you are consciously capable of making choice after choice after choice in favor of what you want and where you're going, not the old way of doing things. Now, there's a caveat to this. Many times people's terror barrier comes in through exhaustion in the middle of the day. And they're just like, oh, I have to stop. Oh, I can't push through. I'm too tired. I'm overwhelmed. I need to stop. I speak this from personal experience. This is my unique, not totally unique, because I know it happens for other people, but this is how my subconscious gets me to stop. And I've had to learn that if I'm truly tired, I need to put it on my calendar in advance that I'm taking a nap in the middle of the afternoon. And I need to do that consistently for a week or 2, so that it is by conscious choice, not by subconscious sabotage, that this is happening. Okay? Or I need to push through. And that is not a position that most people are proponents of. Most people are proponents of, like, oh, if you're exhausted, don't push through, take it easier. Okay. But I have learned from testing this for myself. So test this out yourself. Okay. That if I actually do the thing that I'm resisting doing, that's challenging me right now, and I push through doing that, not the busy work. The busy work, if I just do the busy work, I'm going to stay exhausted. But if I do the thing that I'm resisting doing, I actually gain energy, because I'm feeling guilt and shame over not doing what I know I need to do. Okay? So do the thing to have the energy to do the thing. Okay? That's an Emersonian concept there. Okay. So you want to keep your goals in mind. So this is step number 5 for overcoming the terror barrier. Keep your goals in mind. Reconnect to your desire all the time. So this is constant spaced repetition. You want to keep your desire in mind and keep yourself in connection to that. Come up with some sort of habit or strategy around it. Do it first thing in the morning, first thing in the evening. Do it at 2 p.m. every day if you want, but set your phone alarm, right? Keep yourself constantly in connection to your desire, and do it repetitively, not just once. Get support. Huge. We've talked about this 1,001 times. We don't need to talk about it again, but getting help makes a huge amount of help, and get help from the right people. Get help from someone who's done what you want to do, who's further ahead. Don't get help from your uncle who's never done what you want to do, who has a different mindset about things. Okay. Get help from the people who have done what you need to do. Okay. Step 7 here. Give, help, be of service. Okay. Get out of yourself and your own mind, okay? Get out of the spin out in your own mind by helping other people. So what else do I want to say about that? Helping other people is a huge thing. You have to have an abundance mindset in order to, when you're freaked out, spend the time helping someone else and not feel like you don't have enough time to do that or enough bandwidth or energy to do that. And it's a huge line in the sand that's a statement to the universe. I believe in abundance. I believe that I have enough to give. And you also feel really good when you help other people. Like, it's very satisfying, and you get out of your own stuff. Okay, step number 8. And these aren't linear steps. You can do any of them in any order here, but I want to give you a bunch. So solve a small problem for yourself. You'll feel successful. Set yourself up for a series of mini successes. So if you have a big goal, break it down into little things that you can win at, and go do those things and feel successful and be like, yeah, I slayed that today. Okay. That will help you recognize that you're making progress forward. Okay. Connect to spirit. That is super, super important. Okay. Not in a desperate crying, save me kind of way. Okay. That's not the right, it's not like, oh, save me from myself, but it's like, connect to your truth, connect to your God, connect to your divine self, connect to all the wisdom that's out there. Maybe you do that through meditation. Maybe you do that through some sort of mindfulness activity. Maybe you do that through prayer. Maybe you do that just from listening to the silence or getting quiet. But figure out how you connect to divinity. And it's so important, okay? That will help you quiet down and start trusting. You will hear your next step. You will be able to move forward. Okay. Number 10, figure out what your blind spot is. Figure out what's causing everything to be so freaking hard. So we've talked about what's causing it to be hard from a sort of intellectual understanding, but you have your unique thing that is in your blind spot that is stopping you and creating this terror barrier. You need to unpack that, figure that out, okay? And get back into action as quickly as possible, okay? If you have stepped out of action, you need to get back into action quickly, okay? So that's that unstoppable bit, okay? If I've stopped for a period of time, whether it's half a day, a couple days, a night, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if I'm in paralysis in some way or in hyperactivity and not doing the right things, but doing, spun out things, get back into the right needle moving action. What you need to do. And if you don't know what you need to do, you need to get some help around that and hold yourself accountable to it, or get help to step into some level of accountability. But do not stay stuck. Do not stay in the terror barrier. Do not stay freaking out, and do not turn back. Okay? That just makes it harder to go forward. Course correcting, that's different than turning back. Okay? But do not retreat. Do not set smaller goals. Do not just, give up on yourself. It will make it harder to do it again the next time. Okay, that's what I've got for you today. Rock it out, be unstoppable. Let me know what lands, and, take it to the next level. Hey, thanks so much for joining us and being part of the Unstoppable Woman movement. We have got a ton of free resources for scaling your business at theunstoppablewoman.com/free stuff. And you can find that link in the description below. So go ahead and check those out. And we'd also love your help in getting our message out to more and more women. If you'd be willing to share this video with all the unstoppable women in your life, that would be fantastic. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Reviews, likes, and comments are greatly appreciated. We go in and read them all. So thank you for those. And thanks for listening, and be unstoppable.